Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. And Roger, we are now in the 2013 season. We've already done one of the shows, but now we're getting ready to send Mike Kraft on a trip out of the whole area, and we're sending him off to Florida. And you know, we're now at the stage where the Daytona 500 just finished, and congratulations to Jimmy Johnson. Danica Patrick set on the pole, and that was a first for NASCAR, and she had a really good run in the Cup Series and finished 8th. She did a good job.
I saw that, yes.
And so what we're doing now is we're going to be going with Mike Kraft to Eastbay Raceway, and that's in Tampa, Florida. You've raced it. You went to Speed Weeks activities in Florida once, didn't you?
Yeah, we never knew where we were, but we did. And I guess the problem is, being Midwesterners, we have to use landmarks in order to find our way around. And Florida has no landmarks.
No.
They're just water. So you're at the water on this side, or you're on the water on this side, but it was still fun. But yeah, Eastbay is quite a racetrack, and they had some great races for their 37th annual Eastbay Nationals this year.
Yeah, they did. You know, we've been to Speed Weeks before. I didn't take a race car down there except when we raced it at, of course, at Daytona International Speedway. But I've been to some of the Speed Week activities around there, to Eastbay and Volusia County. You went over to Volusia County. Did you run down there one time?
Ran at Volusia County. That's at that time, Volusia County was, they'd put oil on the sand. We'd never raced on the sand before. And if you didn't have any old clothes, they gave you old clothes to put over your driving suit, because your driving suit would look like you ran through or ran behind an asphalt truck laying tar down on the interstate. That's what that was like.
Yeah,
so,
I remember it. And at that time, a lot of the racers from other parts of the nation were going down there, and you'd get the best of the best.
Oh yeah, there were really some. Matter of fact, my old helmet that I wore down there is still in the museum. I couldn't get the oil and tar off of it. Never did. It's
loaned it to me, and then said, "This is why you're giving it back to me. Look at it." But anyway, we sent Mike Kraft and the film crew down to Eastbay Raceway at Tampa, Florida, for some really, really good racing. And in this particular occasion, I think we've got an individual in the field that's trying to win all three of those events.
Not a chance, is there?
Well, you wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think the competition would want that to happen, and you wouldn't think anybody could get quite that lucky that they could go there and sweep the event. I don't know.
That's 3 nights.
That's 3 nights with good competition. I'm sure the money's good, and it seems to me that's part of the Fast Track series. And they have a number of really good competitors in there. But the good part about it is, this was an event that was a pay-for-view permit, and we were able to get credentials for Mike Kraft, and that speaks well for not only the Grassroots Racing Show, but for Mike Kraft, that he's accepted among his peers, and we were able to get Mike in behind the doors. So you're going to see some really, really good racing from Eastbay Raceway. Now, the racing hasn't started in our area, but it'll be gearing up another, 2 months?
As soon as the blizzard's over.
Yeah, as soon as the blizzard's over, whenever that's going to be. And we have some really good things lined up for you this year on the Grassroots Racing Show, because we're going to do weekly updates from a number of the tracks across the state, all the way from the east at Lakeside Speedway, and we want to wind up with Sherman County Speedway in Goodland area, and down to 81 Speedway, and everywhere in between, to give all those tracks a chance to be a participant in the Grassroots Racing Show, and to get their highlights, their information out to the viewers all the way across the state.
Be an exciting time.
Oh, I think it'll be a great time, and it all begins right now as we get ready to go to Mike Kraft at Eastbay Raceway in Tampa, Florida. Stay tuned.
I'm Ken Tatro, and you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show on my favorite network.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm your host, Roger Thompson, with co-host Doug Thompson. We just finished talking about the races for Eastbay, at Eastbay in Tampa, Florida. And Doug, I wanted to ask you, what did you think about the change in late models over the last 10 years? What have you seen? You've kind of kept track of that.
You know, I can even go back further than that, same as you can, but I remember when I started racing late models in '69, we started racing I had a Falcon body on a Buick frame with an automatic transmission, and it was such a piece of junk, but I loved it dearly. Thought I had something, you know, and I pulled it out on the road to get the thing to start because it wouldn't start otherwise. And at the end of the race, the transmission would be so hot every time I pulled in, it would shoot the fluid out of the transmission and throw the dipstick into the next pit stall. And that's where we started with the late model racing, but so did everybody else. And we've told this story before about, you know, our buddy Don Morse, who's a late model driver. You remember the first race that I went to out at Franks Hill by Junction City? Why, we hadn't even got the green flag, and Don's ball joint broke, and he flipped the car. Flipped the car over, and we hadn't even started the race yet.
Oh, I know. I've witnessed some of that. That first car you had was a total embarrassment. That was Buford.
Buford, it was, yeah.
You guys tried to shorten the frame up, and you got it too short on one side, so the right-hand side of the car was a 4-door, and the left-hand side of the car was a 2-door.
Well, we had spliced the door together, so it was actually a 2.5-door on the left side.
Well,
it didn't matter. The car didn't go over 40 miles an hour.
No, and you had bigger tires on the front than on the rear. And the thing that I recall was you could never get it to cool, so you got a radiator out of a 5-ton Army truck and put it behind the driver's seat.
And that took care of the problem. The car
I'll
ran
be darned.
cool. It ran cool.
It had nothing to do with weight transfer, did it?
It didn't have to worry about it.
No, you didn't.
If you want to talk about some trash that people were driving, I can go to some of your early hoodoos.
But they were always at the front.
No, they weren't at the front.
We always won.
You
that
didn't.
old Buick, we won nearly every race
in
we
your
were
mind,
in.
you won. Well, we digress.
Well, I'm going to
Excuse
call
us.
Monk up. And
Yeah, well.
Monk will tell you how many races we won.
Well,
with
we
that.
digress. Anyway, what we
I
started
don't.
to tell you about,
I'm
yeah,
not
he
digressing.
digresses the worst of all. But what we started to tell you about was we are going to go to Eastbay Raceway at Tampa, Florida, and we started talking about the late models. And that transition with the late models from where it started with literally hobo cars. You ran the original hobos that became the late models, and that's what they were called. And they ran as hobos, and then it
With
went
an old
into
Buick.
yeah, it was an old Buick, good one too, '56 Buick, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dynaflow.
Yeah,
Won
Dynaflow.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Unbeatable.
Yeah, you knocked everybody off the track. As I recall, it was kind of a struggle to get out of the place every night.
Well, I always got out.
Yeah, well, on a dead
Before
run.
they barred me.
You're the only race car driver that wore tennis shoes to get out of the place.
Oh, well.
Well, anyway.
We digress.
So he does. And then so the late models took the transition to where they went from cars that were actually salvage yard cars made into race cars, and that progressed pretty well. They were the same thing NASCAR did. And then from there it went into handmade chassis, and now the parts off of the shelf. And I really like the earlier late models. But when they started going to the big bodies, great big bodies, I've driven the one that we have here, and it's a beautiful car, and it's fast. But I didn't like the feel of it. It's just so huge. You know, it's like, I always tell people, it's like driving a motorboat. And I think they're too big. I'd like to see the stock appearing bodies back on the late models because they are legitimately fast. The motors are good, and the racers are quite good at it, especially in the touring series, because as both of us know from having participated in those, you go from track to track and you're running against the local. And the local's got the track pretty well dialed in. He or she just hasn't traveled everywhere. The touring guy comes in here and he makes the adjustments to the car, and the car gets very fast, and they're experienced at making those adjustments, and it's good racing. And that's what we'll see at Eastbay Raceway with Mike Kraft and the film crew we sent down there.
Doesn't IMCA have a class that looks like real stock cars now? They had it for years, I think. What do they call that?
They have a stock car class.
Oh, okay.
And even their late models more closely resemble a late model as opposed to the big body late models that they have. And I think there's a push going on for that. You know, when we had Bob Bolus from Circle Track, when he was on his Great American Tour, and he stopped by the museum and we talked a while about it, and he said, I think there's a push from the manufacturers like Ford and Chevy that want to see their cars appearing as stock appearing cars, not only at the NASCAR level, but also at the local level.
Well, NASCAR's found it out this year. Look at the race last weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, those looked like real cars, and they were getting around there.
And I think
very competitive.
Well, I agree. And I think that was because some of the car manufacturers, Toyota specifically, said, we're not interested in all of the sheet metal being identical with just a decal difference. And I think NASCAR was sensitive to that fact. They didn't want to lose Toyota, Ford, Chevy out of that series. No,
Right.
of course not. And so they were sensitive to that, and now the cars take on that sort of appearance. And I would expect that trickle down to the local racer to get back to that, because I don't know of any reason why they shouldn't. I think they are more attractive as a legitimate late model.
I do too. All right.
When we come back, it's East Bay Raceway with Mike Kraft. Stay tuned.
This is Scotty Anderson, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
We now move to your top 10 starters. Starting 10th, car number 2 out of Gaffney, South Carolina, Rambo Dennis Franklin. Starting 9th, car number 32C out of Plant City, Florida, Philip Cobb, the Chihuahua. Starting 8th, car 69 out of Clearwater, Florida, Flying Brian Bernhardt. Into his inside, Travis Varnador from Dover, Florida, the 41. Row number 3 to the outside, car number 114 out of Chester, South Carolina, Chris Cantrell. Into his inside, car 14 out of Dover, Florida, Maverick Varnador. Row number 2 on the outside, starting 4th, car number 02 out of Tampa, Florida, Heat 4 winner, the Catfish Killer. It's going to be Keith Knoxville. Starting 3rd, Heat 3 winner, 44W out of Royal Retreat, Virginia, Flatfoot Brandon Umberger. And on the front row, car number 58 out of Middleburg, Florida, trying to pull off 3 wins in a row. The hat trick in the Winter Nationals for the first time ever with Fast Track. Out of Middleburg, Florida, car number 58, the very right of Mark Whitener. And on the pole, Heat 1 winner out of Tampa, Florida, car number 8S, the Thriller, Steve Miller. There's your lineup. We're ready to go.
We're ready to
rock.
We're ready to rock and roll. Race fans, are you ready for 40 laps? Let me hear you. Are you ready, people?
I've got the 3rd and 2nd place finisher for the first 2 nights of qualifying, Dennis Franklin. Dennis, what's it going to take to catch that 58 over there?
Well, we was having a little carburetor issues a while ago, but he's rolling. He's going to be the man to beat, without a doubt. He's got this place figured out down here, and we had it figured out when it was the other tires, but right now we don't get good to the main event. We're struggling a little bit in qualifying and heat racing, but main event rolls around, we get a little better, so we get our little problem fixed. I think we'll be all right. We just lap car got us last night, so maybe he'll be leading when it'll be the reverse psychology there.
I was going to say, maybe one of those things just going to have to wait for the track to come to you rather than trying to find it. Is that going to happen?
Well, I mean, we changed up a little bit today, but still it just we just ain't got what we need yet. The racetrack's really got to get some grip off of it, and then we get better. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
You're telling me then you want a little drier track there for the A-main?
Yeah, it's gonna get drier, and then we're gonna be able to move around. Main thing's not getting no wreck, and just see what we can do.
What's one of the keys to running one of these crate motors? Have you just got to keep the darn thing wound up all the time, or is there some punch to it?
Yeah, you just got to go wide open. Like he's running in the corners wide open. He's momentum around the top, and right now I just can't get up there. If I get up there, I'll knock the wall down, and that's what we're struggling on. And we get that figured out, maybe we'll be all right.
I still think we need to keep an eye on Dennis tonight because I think he's got a plan for the A-main. I got a feeling. But Dennis, go out there and have some fun, man. We'll be looking for you up front.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
We've got the winner here from the last 2 nights of qualifying, Mark Whitener. Mark, I want to call you Mike, that's my name, but anyway, Mark, congratulations on both nights. Man, from what I read on the internet, looks like you did it pretty convincingly.
Yeah, we had a good car last night. It came to us towards the end, so we had a good car. We was able to get on the top. The leaders was caught lap traffic, so it was pretty good night we had. We was pleased how the car ran.
Have you run here before? I mean, is this a track you're pretty familiar with?
Yeah, we don't run here a lot. We're about 3 hours up the road, but we run here at least probably once a year, maybe twice a year.
Is this an opportunity where you can kind of come down and get things checked out before the season starts? Because I'm from Kansas and Missouri, and we've still got another 2 months up there yet before we're going to be able to do any racing. But you guys down here, you'll probably be going here another 30 days or so, won't you?
Yeah, this is. I mean, we're kind of ready to go for the year. This is just down here trying to make some money so we can start off the year good. So this is really. This probably starts our year, really. I mean, we got the whole month of February we're going to be racing, and I'm pretty sure the whole month of March we're going to be racing. So, and then we'll start taking breaks here and there. this pretty much starts it for us, speed weeks. So it's come down here and have 2 nights of victories. It's pretty good.
You know, everybody loves a winner, so I want you to tell us what this winning chassis and who's making the power for it.
Byron Corey builds the engine for this thing, and it's a Barry Wright chassis. Mike Ray does everything on the car and brings it. My crew chief, and he brings it here, and it's on every time we come to a racetrack. When we get to a racetrack, I'm ready to win. So I've been pretty fortunate to be behind the wheel of this thing. And Barry Wright chassis is a good chassis, and like I say, Byron builds my engines for all my divisions. So it's we've had good success with chassis and engine builder.
Give me a hometown for this engine builder. Like I say, this will be on the internet, and people just love to buy stuff out of town. Nobody wants local racers to know what they're using. But where's this guy out of that builds motors?
He's out of DeLand, Florida. He's locally for us, and like I say, he builds our super motor, he builds our national late model motor, and he builds our crate motor. So he does everything. He builds engines for all my divisions, and he builds them for street stocks and everything. So he does real good. So if anybody's looking in the industry for a engine, call Byron Corey.
All right, one last question. What's it going to take to win this race here tonight? Now, it sounds like you've had 2 pretty good nights, but, I mean, here it's the big night, the big money. I don't know, 40 lap or something like that, I'm sure, but what's it going to take to win tonight? Just kind of take it easy at the first, stay out front, and then let the hammer down later?
I don't know. It's keep your fenders clean, watch lap traffic, and keep an eye on the racetrack. The racetrack changes. It goes from tacky to slick, so we need to keep our eye on the racetrack and kind of follow the racetrack, and hopefully we'll make the right decisions for the feature like we have the last couple nights. And maybe it'll be, if we make the right decisions, we'll be, no matter how the track gets, we can run top, bottom, middle, wherever, and maybe we'll be able to pull this victory off again.
Okay, folks, one of the guys I think we better really watch close tonight, Mark Whitener, has won 2 nights already. Probably going to be starting on the pole. You have to draw.
No, the best I can start in my heat, I'm in the second heat, so the best I can start is outside pole. But I start 3rd in the heat race, so I got Dennis Rambo in front of me, so he's pretty stout. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can maybe get an outside pole sitting starting place and see where it goes from there.
37th Annual Eastbay Winter Nationals. We're ready to go at it. It's main event time. They get ready to get into their formation, the most beautiful sight in all of racing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fast Track Racing Series started in 2004. The first race was at Winterberry Speedway in Georgia. Only 5 cars attended. By season's end, there was over 50 cars at With Raceway. At the end of last year at the World Championship, 186 entries. We are always imitated but never duplicated the premier pro late model series in the country, celebrating the 2013 Decade of Speed Tour, the Fast Track Racing Series, coming at you at the Winter Nationals. 4 wide!
Race fans all the way from turn 4 all the way up to turn 1, please get on your feet, wave something, wave your kid, wave a hat, wave your purse, ladies. Let them know you appreciate them here tonight. The final lap, 40 laps, 3,000 to win. Fast Track Late Models.
The Decade of Speed Tour's final stop at Eastbay Raceway Park is tonight. How about you fans of the backstretch of the grandstand area? I see the flashlights going off. You've got a favorite in the field. Give them a shout out. And how about the fireworks fans? Make some noise. Go time, Russ Calabrese.
Man, I'm excited. Fireworks all over the place. It's going to be fireworks on the racetrack, fireworks on the infield, 40 laps, 3,000 to win. Race fans ready, photographers ready, Raceway officials are ready, race directors ready, drivers ready. You're ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready, race fans. 40 laps. There they go. There goes Sheila Ferris in the beautiful Brandon Ford pace truck. As you can see the field making away as they get ready to settle in 2 by 2 on back.
Coming up, the A-main is next.
Look at the little girl down there in the pink. She's waving at them. She's ready.
The 2013 special season for the Fast Track Racing Series. It's a special year. It's not just another season, Russ Calabrese. When you reach a milestone, when you reach a monumental event, you've had it in the past with decades. In 3 decades, this is the 37th edition, but in 2017 or 2016, it'll be the 40th annual.
Can't wait.
Eastbay Winter Nationals. 4 decades.
4 decades here.
Awesome event. We're ready to go here in just a moment. Pace truck will go to harm's way and get out of the way. He'll get out of harm's way is what I mean. It's quiet up in the tower. Race fans, make some noise. Tampa, Florida, are you ready?
Here we go. Steve Miller, Mark Whitener side by side as they get ready to get the green flag from Ronnie Lucock. Here we go.
We're underway. They're in the gas and the greens in the air. The final A-main in the Winter Nationals takes it to start into turn 1. They go into turn number 1 and not 2 down the back straightaway. Out in front's going to be Mark Whitener. He'll set sail. Keith Knoxvich to his outside. Steve Miller on the bottom. Here they come to the line. One-sided lap in. And it's Steve Miller. They're 3 wide, 4 wide. Philip Cobb gets into it. The Chihuahua and Rambo Franklin. I mentioned it in the pay-per-view TV delay. You know, that Franklin and Cobb are going to hook up together and get to the front. They've already passed about 3-4 cars. Look at this bottleneck out of turn 4. 5 wide almost.
Down the backstretch, Mark Whitener finally took the lead away from Steve Miller. In third, it's Keith Nosbitz, followed by Maverick Varnador in fourth, and then the 114 of Chris Cantrell. Whitener crosses the stripe.
We are underway. Brian Bernhardt's car off the pace.
Problem for Cobb.
Cobb's car getting a little sideways up in turn number 1 and 2. Also, Brian Bernhardt not up to speed. Flying Brian, not flying tonight. And the Chihuahua, Philip Cobb, he's off the pace. Great racing, 4 laps in of 30, of 40 here in the final 9 of the Winter Nationals at Eastbay.
Bernhardt already goes a lap down. There goes Cobb. Cobb now pulling to the infield. Not good news for Cobb or Bernhardt.
Tough break for the Chihuahua. They do get out of harm's way, so he will stay under the green flag. The leader's in turn 3. He's already packed up back marker cars. He's now in that Bill Tesh.
Trying to go to the inside. Tesh not getting it.
Problems. Turn 3. 1 car's off the pace. It's going to be Brian Bernhardt in the 69. No yellow flag out. Now we got trouble on the backstretch. Bill Tesh spins around, but I believe the caution was for the 69, and the yellow flag is out for the first time at Eastbay in the final night of the Winter Nationals.
Probably looks like something broke right there in the rear end. Can't tell what it is. Doesn't look like a flat, maybe a left rear, but right now something's broke on the B69.
Problems. Caution out. First one. It wouldn't be very tasteful. Ready for the restart here this time by to turn number 4. 6 in the books. 34 to go. 40 laps. The final 9 in the Eastbay Winter Nationals. Oh, Rambo puts out the Cantrell. That's bad. That's bad.
Rambo jacked up Chris Cantrell on the start. Cantrell kept it going, but Franklin's going to lose valuable positions. But right now, oh, Whitener goes high in turn 4. Miller takes back over the lead at the stripe.
The man, the high wide magic man. Whitener going a little too high, but now he gathers himself back in. And Steve Miller, man, he's doing great. The thriller, Steve Miller in the 8 car down to the inside. Whitener not backing off on the outside. Lane as well. They come to the line. Rambo, I'm wondering he might have, he punched the nose in on the elephant here on the right front.
That's going to slow him down a little.
Aerodynamics will be a factor.
Man, Miller, I tell you what, Steve Miller is running a heck of a race, holding off the Magic Man at the line that time. Mark Whitener got by him, but Steve Miller running a great race right now in third. A good battle for third between Keith Nosbitz and Maverick Varnador. Maverick Varnador goes on the high side. Nosbitz on the low side. Umberger back in 5th. Cantrell in 6th at the line. It's now Mark Whitener taking back over the lead as he goes down the backstretch.
And the field comes back down to the line, down the back straightaway. Your leader, Mark Whitener, the Magic Man on the outside. The thriller, Steve Miller on the inside. They're battling door to door for the top spot in the lead. Into turn number 1. Great racing, exciting racing, all through the pack. Whitener now trying to pick off the machine of Miller for the top spot. He'll get him at the line. New leader back into turn 1, and now that machine in front of Miller, and that's going to cost him. Whitener clean selling on the outside lane. He'll sell away down the back stretch.
Trying to get around lap traffic. Miller, no stranger to victory lane. He's had a feature win himself here in the late model division.
Final night of the Eastbay Winter Nationals here on Fast Track Radio by ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network. Russ Calabrese, voice of Eastbay Raceway Park. I'm Wesley Outland, voice of Fast Track. And up above the tower, we got one up into the wall out of turn 4. Get a little sideways. Brandon Umberger, he was flat-footed for sure as they come back to the corner, back into turn 1.
I noticed it as I look at Nosbich in third. He's got some damage to the left rear. Looks like somebody got into him, but it's not slowing him down. As Nosbich holding on to third place. Now Whitener's got to go. Threads the needle as they go through 3 wide, down out of turn 2. Whitener with a gutsy move going through those cars as he continues on the high side, and he has been the last 2 nights. He's found a groove up there that he likes.
And to the line, lap 16, 4.5 way. Whitener is picking off lap cars one by one. 3 wide into turn 1. Meet the sandwich. Hot dog between the buns. Bill Tesh and Robertson and Franklin split him down into turn number 3. Here comes the 11 car up on the outside lane. That's going to be David. Let's see, it's Ferguson in that battle. They go back into the corner. We got problems. Scott Chenoweth on pit road or in the infield.
Mountaineer on the infield as Mark Whitener continuing to lead this lead. Steve Miller down the backstretch. This is a really good race.
Best race they've made of the entire 3 days. Had a couple of cautions, no big breaks, good hard racing for the field, and the track is in great condition tonight. It's
real tacky. It's still pretty tacky. Starting to take on some rubber right now through 4.
They will come to halfway this time by. Down the back straightaway to turn 3, Mark Whitener comes to the flag. 20 down, 20 to go. He is out in front.
Miller now trying to find that high line as he goes around the 11 of Jamie Slatton.
Great racing throughout the pack. Everybody fighting and clawing for position. Whitener back down to the main straightaway. He's out in front. Second place machine, Steve Miller.
A great job right now trying to get around Stephen Mathis Jr. as he goes to the low side. You're a third place car now into 3, probably about a half a turn away from Miller, but now Whitener beginning to get him on some more lap traffic as they go down the backstretch.
Yeah, the scoring loop is saying that the 8 is in front of the 58, but it's actually Whitener out in front. Miller is second. Keith Nosbich is third as they'll come to the line.
Race fans, last call 50-50, last call 50-50, last call 50-50, 1 for $1 or 20 tickets for $5. Last call 50-50.
Bill Tesh comes to pit road. We're 4 laps past halfway. 16 to the finish here on Fast Track Radio on ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network.
It's all Mark Whitener right now, as it could be his race.
And a triple. A hat trick. Used in a hockey name, a hockey terminology.
Oh, Peacock goes across the berm over there, and Whitener has to check up.
He held him up. That allowed Steve Miller to close back in.
Whitener, way high in turn 4. Miller, here he comes.
That is costly. Whitener is good on the top side, but he don't need to get into the tater patch. Nobody's good in the loose stuff.
Once they get in them marbles, they could lose valuable positions or it could suck them into the wall.
Mark Whitener out in front. By the way, 1 caution on lap 5. That was it. A great race. A dominating race by Mark Whitener. Steve Miller doing all he can to close in, but it's not enough. Time is running out. A 40-lap A-main flying by here tonight at Eastbay.
It is flying by, as is Whitener.
They are knocking off laps in less than 15 seconds, 14, 15-second laps. I mean, they're flying around here, getting it done.
Oh, here comes comes Nosbitz. Nosbitz now looking to battle with Miller as they come out of turn 4. Nosbitz now picks up second. Gonna chase down Whitener.
The last 10 laps. The man out in front is car number 58, Mark Whitener, trying to win the triple, winning all 3 nights of the 37th Annual Eastbay Winter Nationals. It's hard to believe we're only on lap 30. We got contact. 11 gets in another 11.
Gets off. Jamie Slate.
And they'll go to harm's way. We will stay green. They get to the infield. And Whitener is gone. He's out in front in turn 1, picking off lap cars one by one. Second place is now Keith Nosbitz. Third is now Steve Miller. So, the Catfish Killer now trying to run down the 58. We got a spinner. Wallace Peacock loses it in
Peacock
turn 4.
goes hard into the berm over there in turn 4. Brings out the caution with just 8 laps remaining.
Caution out.
Green flag from, what'd you say, lap 5 all the way to 32. Wow, 27 laps of green flag racing.
The best race I have seen so far this weekend is tonight. Wow.
I'm sure that's not what Whitener wanted because
no.
Who's behind him? The man.
But they will be single file.
Single file with less than 10 laps to go.
Yes. Wallace Peacock, what a tough break for the 1P, the driver in the 1. I mean, he just got nose first into the wall head on hard in night 1. Just had to sit out last night. Guaranteed me he'd be back tonight, and he did keep his promise. And now he's got problems, and he's got Cheech and Chong riding with him as well out of turn number 4.
Up in smoke.
Up in smoke.
Well, there you see Whitener race fans with the lead right now. Keith Nosbitz, the man who's no stranger to victory lane, as well as Whitener. Then you got Chris Cantrell.
David Smith said he was ready to go back to South Carolina. The weekend he's had.
Chris Cantrell running in 3rd. Of course, the man that was battling with Mark Whitener for a while, falling back to 4th. That is the 8S of Steve Miller.
Keep going. I got you in shirt.
And then, of course, the 20 machine. Wayne Robertson, he's going to be in 5th. Looks like Rambo Franklin in 6th. Maverick Varnador is going to be 7th. All in Chris Ferguson, he is 8th in the 11th seed. Brandon Umberger is going to be 9th. And Colton Flinner rounds out your top 10.
Again, big thanks to Shoreway Real Estate Incorporated. We are ready to come for the restart. It will be 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go here at the firing line. It's going to be Mark Whitener, Keith Nosbitz ready to bring it back to the green flag, and they go into turn number 1. Outside lane goes Whitener. He tried to move to the inside a little bit. Meanwhile, Robertson and Franklin about hook up.
Stephen Mathis Jr. off the pace, pulls off the track.
To the line, 8 to go, and Whitener still drops the outside lane like he stole it. Mark Whitener trying to pull off a triple. Dominating. It would break the record that Rambo Franklin had last year.
Oh, and he goes way high.
But here comes Keith Nosbitz. Chris Cantrell also into the mix. He's in 3rd. Brian Bernhardt, 69, goes behind the wall. Pick up your battle with the leaders. They'll come to the line. It'll be 7. Now making 6 laps to go. This time by at the stripe.
Mark Whitener continues to run that high line like he has the last couple nights. Now Chris Cantrell looking to battle for 2nd with Keith Nosbitz. As they go down the backstretch, Nosbitz pulls about 2 car lengths away.
I'm watching
as they go
Franklin.
Into the turn.
Look at Franklin on
goes
the
to the outside. Trying to pick up some valuable positions. Cantrell right on the back bumper of Nosbitz.
Drivers on the outside lane have found something, but I think Franklin has ran out enough time in the very right number 2, Rambo.
5 laps.
Well, here he goes. He just got past Steve Miller and Robertson. He ran Robertson down to the bottom. Into turn 3, Robertson got sideways. Franklin goes up to the top almost. He about collected the wall. Rambo's coming, dude. He is coming in a hurry, but I don't think he's got enough time.
This time by will be 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go.
And Mark Whitener is gone.
Whitener with a
caution flag, and I think Rambo would be right back in business.
2.6 seconds away from the head of Keith Nosbitz. Looking to make it bigger. There he goes. Here we go, race fans. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go as he crosses the stripe, heading into turn 1.
2 laps remaining here at Eastbay Raceway Park.
Rambo gets around Cantrell now up to that 3rd position, trying to get around Lodgements now. Rambo on a mission.
White flag from Rockin' Ronnie Lukoc on the starter stand. The final lap of the Eastbay Winter Nationals into turn number 1 and 2. Mark Whitener down the back straightaway. How's the old saying going? Simply, clearly, mainly. When it's your night, it's your night. When it's your weekend, it's your weekend. When it's your Winter Nationals, it's your Winter Nationals. Triple sweep for Mark Whitener. He goes 1. Notchments will go 2. No, they're not. Rambo Dennis Franklin gets 2nd. Keith Notchments will finish in 3rd. What a race. What a Winter Nationals to open up Fast Track's 2013 Decade of Speed Tour. And look at the fireworks at the finish. Wow. Of course, there's one more thing he has to do. Race fans, get on your feet, stand in ovation. Your winner, car number 58, dominating the Winter Nationals.
Spilling out a little bit of fluid there.
Yeah. Your winner.
And the first ever driver to sweep all 3 nights of the Winter Nationals for Great Lake Auto Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause, a standing ovation, car number 58 out of Minnesota. They're talking so loud I can't even announce. Everybody, great job, the Magic Man. I got a new nickname for you. It's the High Side Magic Man, Mark Whitener. Mark, congratulations. Awesome performance. I know Hoosier got the Hoosier hat, the Hoosier headband, the Hoosier flag. I know you got another 2 of those for the other 2 nights. What an awesome race. What a Winter Nationals for you, buddy.
Yeah, this is a great start to the year, I can tell you.
Man, just talk about the race, because I know at one point last night was you and Franklin battling door to door, and you were really gone. You sailed away. A couple of times you about got on the outside wall, going up to the top.
Yeah, I mean, you're wide open around this place. I mean, that's all it had. You know, it was I ran this thing hot for 30 out of the 40 laps. So I was trying to pay attention to the temperature gauge, and then once it pegged the needle, I just put paying attention to it, and I was overdriving the car a little bit here and there. I think Keith up under me. I just had to get on the wheel and drive.
How does it feel to switch? See, look at this right here, cameraman. They got the headbands, they got the flag, they got the Hoosier stuff, because he has dominated the entire Winter National. How does it feel to, I'm checking my calculations, even in counting the Fast Track Triple Crown, nobody has ever sweeped an entire series for Fast Track until tonight. You've done it. How does it feel to do that, and what do you think of the Fast Track series here at Eastbay?
The Fast Track guys are great. They're a bunch of professionals. They're thorough in what they do. They have a way they do things, and it's great. Everybody's on the even playing field. They got a bunch of great guys that follow them around, chasing their series. Racing with a bunch of the best guys around, I mean, it's awesome. And to top the field like that, it means a lot to me.
Awesome job, ladies and gentlemen. He dominates the entire 40 nights. Also, Todd Hutto, the race director, and coming in here, giving him a Eastbay Winter Nationals champion hat. He dominated on Thursday night. Did it again on Friday night. And the final night over the $40,000 Eastbay Winter Nationals, first ever visit for the Fast Track Racing Series. He pulls off the sweep. The hat trick can not only be used in hockey, it can also be used in dirt track racing. Fans, one more time, round of applause. He is the High Side Man, Mark Whitener, winner of the Eastbay Winter Nationals. Chris Nunn back up topside to you, and Russ Calabrese up to you on the PA.
Got the winner of the A-Main for the late models here at Eastbay tonight, Mark Whitener. Mark, all I can say is, man, it looked like a great race out there. It looked like you put that thing anywhere you wanted, but it looked like your favorite spot was up there around the top.
Yeah. Anywhere we go, the top's my favorite place, but I have been a bottom feeder. So, I mean, it's just where the car's fast at. I try to find the fastest place, and around this place, the momentum carries you faster around the top. So I like the top the best around this place. So, I mean, that's where we stayed tonight. We was pretty much glued to the top. So.
You had a little challenge there at the early part of the race. I think you had to get around one of the cars there at the first part, but Man, after you got around him, I mean, it was just kind of clear sailing up there.
Yeah, me and him had a good race. We was side by side for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 laps. I mean, I don't really know, but he drove me clean, and I had to wait for the car to we set it up to where it'd win the race. You know, we didn't set it up for the first lap, and it kept getting better and better and better and better and better, and we was fortunate to pull it off at the end.